What is up guys, Joe here, welcome back to my channel, and today we are back with more T-Mobile Bianchi here on PCM 2020 and a big episode today as we head into the month of June because we have a big World Tour race over in France. Yes, we do have the Critérium de Dauphiné. We have been granted a wild card for this one of the real few World Tour races we have been given a wild card for, so we really need to try and make the most of this. You can see the stages on screen. Lots of hills involved, I've noticed. And then we have some big mountain days in the GC in the final two stages. So we do kick things off with this very steep mountain TT. We have the likes of Bookman and Roglic, Bernal, Landa, Lopez, Aran, Leonard Kemna, Nibali, all at this race. But looking at our squad, we are led by Giovanni Aliotti. We also have Tiberi, Matteo Fabro and Gianni Moscon at this race. Then we have Simon Pello with our two sprinters, Stefan Bisker and of course Rick Zabel. So as Rick Zabel makes his way slowly up this climb, very difficult for Rick today, let's take a very quick look at the start list just so you can see. We have Alaphilippe here for Quickstep, Ghana there for them, Roglic 2, Hershey, Damar, Caleb Ewan. What a start list, and I cannot wait to go up against this fantastic opposition. And straight away here we have Antonio Tiberi on a +4 day. What a start this could be for the young man. Look at his attributes. What a rider Tiberi is becoming. Can he spring a surprise today? So Tiberi is going to push it all the way to the line right here. 85 to the finish for Tiberi, and we go into the top three. And here we have Big Chris Froome now in the British Champions Time Trial jersey. Where does he finish? He's declined as a rider, but still into the top 10 provisionally. And sadly for us, looking unlikely to be a good start for Aliotti, probably our GC leader, unless Tiberi is on fantastic form, and Aliotti is 1 minute and 26 down already. Okay, our final rider across the line, Gianni Moscon, is struggling a lot for energy, but can we put in a good performance as Miguel Angel Lopez is actually going to pretty much catch us and take the best time across the line. We have Aran and Bookman next to cross the finish line. Rigoberto Aran, I think, is just behind his fellow Colombian, but Bookman looks to be on a flyer right here, and Emmanuel Bookman takes the best time by 2 seconds. We have Vincenzo Nibali, Bernal, Landa among the rest of the riders to finish. But Arnaud Démare, Caleb Ewan have been overtaken by Mark Hershey, as well as this man, Primoz Roglic. Surely he's going to take the best time, and he does by 3 seconds. Primoz Roglic takes the best time, and I think he's going to win the stage because we only have Alaphilippe to finish right now. I'm pretty sure it's going to be too tough for the Frenchman today. Across the line, and Roglic takes the stage. Well, Primoz Roglic straight into that leader's jersey, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be difficult to get him out of that jersey throughout this race. Tiberi, though, is in the top 25 for us. And an update here because we have seen the Giro d'Italia conclude, and Richard Carapaz takes the win ahead of Dumoulin with Carthy on the podium. You can see the full results of Evenepoel in the top 10. Probably a bit disappointed with that result. Nizzolo in the sprinter's jersey, and you can see the other comps. And I didn't actually spend any dossier points in the middle of May. We now have saved 12 points that are available for us. Pronsky and Baggioli moving up towards 100%. I'm looking at the riders we could get at 11 points. You can see some right here. Bruno would be so good. You guys know how much I like Bruno Armorai. There he is. What a rider. But also, Giulio Ciccone is potentially available at 11 points. He's already quite interested in the team as well. And that is very interesting to me because he suits our kind of Italian needs, because we're trying to get Italian and German riders with some Swiss and Austrians too. And of course, Ciccone, one of the most talented Italian climbers in the world right now. What a coup that would be to get him from Trek Segafredo. However, if we save up for another month, we can access riders like Sepp Kuss, Valentin Madouar, Matteo Trentin, and even the rider that I'm really looking at here, Lenny Kemner. This is the man I'm looking at trying to save for. He only has 15 to 30% interest. So guys, you guys need to let me know what I should do in the comments. I'm not going to spend anything this month. Should we try and save for Lenny Kemner? Although he has a lower interest, he's probably a bigger talent than Ciccone in terms of winning Grand Tours and stage races in the future. But Giulio Ciccone, a very, very good rider and would be a massive signing for the team. Stage 2 is up next then, probably one for the sprinters with Demar and Ewan. Definitely the favourites. Groenewegen here too. Rick Zabel, I think a great result would be trying to force our way onto the podium. So we are underway today, and I do think a great way to start the first proper stage of the Dauphiné would be trying to put Simon Pello in the breakaway, the new breakaway king, trying to take over. Can we get up the roads? Seemingly quite difficult at the moment. Okay, and we're having some attacks in the breakaway, and we're also having some falls behind. Primoz Roglic is involved. We have Groenewegen who also fell. The rest of the team did wait up. Tim Wellens is behind too, and I'm certain we're going to see a massive tempo now with many teams trying their best to keep Primoz Roglic behind. So Pello is putting in his bid to try and stay out front the longest in that breakaway. That though is looking pretty difficult. 17k to go, and FDJ are the team ready to put pay to Roglic's chances. He's trying to get on, and Jumbo-Visma are struggling to do that. Okay, we've had another fall in the pack behind, and that may hold up Jumbo-Visma too. In fact, they're going to go straight through. Roglic held up a little bit. I can see we have Pierre Latour. Scoins is going to withdraw from the race, apparently. McNulty, Landa down, Mühlberger too. And this is absolutely crazy. Jumbo-Visma will now join up with this second group on the roads. We have the likes of Adam Yates, Chris Froome behind too. It's all going on. So many riders are suddenly scattered all over the roads. Pello can just try and stay in this group. He may as well, as he has a little energy. But you can see Gianni Moscon keeping our guys right to the front into a hectic final of a pretty straightforward stage here in France. Let's go to 95 with Moscon. Not go too early here. We have Demar, Christoph, so many strong riders. Caleb Ewan on our right. Stefan Biska will be the man to try and lead out Rick Zabel today. Caleb Ewan is going way too early, surely, with Vermeesh. We have Demar going now. Biska can now try and sprint into the final kilometre. Rick Zabel is blocked a little bit by Hofstetter. And how disappointing is that? I cannot believe it. My head is in my hands here because Rick Zabel has a great chance at a result today. It's only P4 in the end though. It's a good result on paper, but that was a chaotic sprint to say the least. And we couldn't quite capitalise. So behind, Julian Alaphilippe has been caught behind. Roglic didn't manage to get back in. We're going to have some big gaps here. So that was a lot to digest already. Daryl Impey though, with a surprise result. Rick Zabel, what a chance that was. So many sprinters messed up going a little early. And here we have a 57-second gap with Alaphilippe, Roglic behind. You can see the full list. I saw Hershey too. Chris Froome is behind. So a huge number of riders have lost time early on. And this group with Landa are almost 3 minutes down. And that does mean Bookman is now in the leader's jersey with Taburi in the top 15. Primoz Roglic starts the favourite for stage 3, which is a difficult hilly finish. And I think that is pretty perfect because he is going to be in the mood today after losing time on stage 2. So we have Taburi and Aliotti on very good days. I'm currently trying to get a few riders to the front so we can join today's breakaway. So Stefan Biska was not allowed in the breakaway. However, I have managed to get one of our riders up the road today in a small group again, but Matteo Fabro, a decent climber, is up the road. But that breakaway is going to come apart. Ravazzi and I think a few other riders have been dropped. We only have Louis Marquez with us, and even he is now done. Matteo Fabro really showing off his strength right here, and he will be the first to crest this climb. But really, we do need some support in that group with the peloton chasing hard we may as well drop back to this group if this continues. So with that, Matteo Fabro will be caught here and there will be no breakaway with 98k still to go. Okay, we have now skipped to the final 20k and we have reached the final climb right here. A difficult climb with a difficult finish, even though we have a flatter section. So to be honest, this is going to suit the punchers and the quick finishers more than the pure climbers, I believe. So here we go. We now have the move, 7k to go, and it is Julian Alaphilippe on the attack. I'm going to try and keep a steady tempo with Saburi and Aliotti. It's going to be very difficult for us to take this stage. So let's try and just sit in the wheels as Alaphilippe has attacked early, because we do have that tricky final few hundred meters, and none of our guys, to be honest, are looking all that good. So 3k to go, we're having a few more attacks. We need to use our gels. 2k to go, it's a very tricky finish. Positioning is going to be important, but I do think we can stay to the front as it's Pools, Alaphilippe, Yates, all coming to the front at the same time. Let's try and sprint with Taberi and Aliotti. Alaphilippe though, look at that kick, trying to get away. Can he hold it? Gonna be difficult for him. Primoz Roglic is coming. We have Nibali versus Roglic, very close, but Primoz Roglic does take the win. No surprise to me, as Aliotti does finish quite strongly in that main group. Good finish by him, but Taberi may just lose a little time, actually finishing ahead of Kemna. Bookman behind too. We have Lopez, Froome. Okay, this is very selective. Much more selective than I anticipated. So the organisers actually do give everyone the same time right there. We have Fabro and Moscon though losing time. Landa again will lose time. He won't be winning the Dauphiné this year, I think that's fair to say, but Roglic is going to do his best to mount a big comeback as Taberi does move now into 12th position. A very interesting stage up next then, because to me this is a punchy finish. Going to be difficult for Ewan Groenewegen to get to the finish line in the front group, in my opinion. Let's see how it plays out on the roads. So not an ideal start for us because Rick Zabel is on a -4 day. Going to be very difficult for him as well. That means we may have to go for Stefan Bissiger in this one. So I did try, but was again unsuccessful in getting anyone in today's breakaway. So we have another very small group, including Remy Cavagna. So it's been a pretty chilled out breakaway to this point at the Dauphiné, but now the peloton trying to hunt down that breakaway, and we're coming to the really decisive moment with this climb. So it's quite steep here. I'm pushing it actually on the front, just making sure we keep our guys in a good position, if nothing else. Maybe I could try and attack, you know. That could be an option, but still 23k to go. That would be difficult. Nico Denz is trying it. Maybe Amaral is trying it too. Bissiger trying to hold the wheels. I think Zabel is really struggling. He is going backwards very, very quickly. We'll try and move up with Fabro as well in that case. And you know what? Over the top, we're going to try it. Moscon is going to try and launch the attack. So let's sit up with Aliotti too, and Gianni Moscon is going off the front just for a little bit. Let's see how long this lasts. But Rick Zabel has done a great job because he's clinging on to the back of the main peloton. So let's drop Fabro again, try and help out Rick, try and help him stay in this group, and I think Moscon will be reeled in pretty shortly. So a short-lived attack for the Italian. There you go. So 8k to go here in France, but we're going to have a very quick finish because we're on now a downhill sector. Zabel has done a wonderful job just to try and stay in this group and now move up to the front as well. We have Moscon pacing. Bissiger is on the wheel. We may have to sprint with Bissiger still because Zabel isn't feeling great. Not a lot of red left, that is for sure. We can use our remaining gels into the final 5k. Moscon is now coming to the front. Bissiger is in a great position. Zabel is struggling to get through though, and that could put pay to our chances here. Moscon is going to go 95. Where is Zabel? Trying to move up late, but that's going to be difficult. Can we slow up? Try and wait for him. We'll now have to sprint in a moment with Gianni Moscon. Bissiger can go too, and we're going to sprint as well with Rick Zabel. Bissiger, Zabel, one of them going for the line. Can any of our guys take it? But Arnold Demar is too strong. But we do get a decent finish with Bissiger in 4th place, with Zabel in 6th place too. Big result then in the young career of Stefan Bissiger today. but we were beaten by a few just stronger riders on the day. Continuing on here in France then, and another chance today for Rick Zabel. So we have very strong winds today, 33 kilometers an hour at the moment. I'm not going to try and go in the breakaway, although we have plenty of riders currently trying to get up the roads. And so the final breakaway up the road, we do have 3 riders, 3 minutes up the road. You can see those guys. So we are just coming around this corner, as you see right here, and we're going really in a direction where we could perhaps create some echelons. So let's go 95, put our guys to 95 right on the front. Everyone is right to the left hand side of the roads right here. I'll even put Biska to the front too, just to try and really make a difference. Let's see if we can put some teams in difficulty. So I'm giving it my best here, guys, and we are seeing some teams trying to move up in the group, but really haven't created any splits. So let's sit up and just conserve our energy for the remainder of the stage. Try and take this one in a sprint. So we have 11k to go. Everyone is still together, a very fast tempo on the front. Pello, Moscon and Biska are still paying just a little bit for that effort they made, but it seems the guys at the front really slowing up, allowing us to come right to the front momentarily. Pello, Moscon, Biska and Zabel, of course, will try and finish things off today. So we have under 6k to go, just coming into the final 5 kilometers. Pello has done a good job despite his reduced energy. We now have Moscon on the front. I'm a little worried about Biska's yellow, but we now have just 4k to go, so hopefully he will be okay. Our other guys can just move up into a decent position. Moscon is doing a good job, but we have 3k to go, and we're in a bit of trouble here with Biska because he is not going to be able to be in the lead out. Can we maybe try and follow Christoph with Zabel instead? That's what I'm going to do. Maybe jump to Groeneweg's wheel into the final kilometer. Zabel is just going to try and launch, but Damar, out of nowhere, trying to get the jump on us. Zabel won't come back in time, and Damar just ahead of Christoph with Zabel in the end in 6th position today. Very strange sprint today then, but Damar again gets the win. Zabel put up a decent fight, but Biska, his lack of energy and trying to push things in the crosswinds, really put pay to Zabel's chances today. Back to the GC battle today then in France at the Dauphiné. A short stage as well, should be a fun, punchy finish where I think Roglic, Yates and Alaphilippe will be very, very difficult to beat. Okay, look at this, because Gianni Moscon is on a +4 day today. We definitely are going to try and put him in the breakaway. We have a few guys up the roads, including is that Mark Hershey up the road too. He is 2 minutes down in GC and they are going to let him go off the front, but Moscon is going to get in today's breakaway, or at least try to. We'll try and attack as soon as we hit these climbs. So I have now joined Moscon with Simon Pello. Fabre wasn't allowed up the road, but we do have Wellens here, Pache and Mitier, so a very strong group as Diebel and Hershey push on. Okay, so finally the peloton do sit up. They've pushed a lot today. Pello was caught, as well as I think Hershey has been dropped to Marquis. Frank and Samitier struggling. Moscon is at the front still with Pache, Wellens and Fernandez. Hopefully the peloton do sit up and allow this group to go up the road a little bit further, because we need more than 3 minutes. So this has been a pretty crazy stage, still 90k to go. Wellens has pushed on ahead of us. We're still with Fernandez and Pache with Moscon, really not trying to use too much energy just yet. And the peloton are still pacing quite hard, so this is going to be difficult. Maybe I should have kept Moscon in the main group. So you know what, I think it was a bad idea to put Moscon in the breakaway, and we're getting pushed back in the main peloton too due to the tempo. So Moscon is going to sit up, try and recuperate. We'll wait in the main group. Wellens has no chance at taking this stage. Hopefully Moscon can recuperate enough to challenge for stage victory. So it's been a strange stage, but Wellens pushes on. We have Nico Denz chasing him too, but the peloton are still close behind. 70 riders are here. Moscon is recovering somewhat, and we're going to try and protect Taberi as our GC leader too. So hopefully Moscon can still challenge and Taberi can put in a good result on that final climb. So we have 13k to go. The group is now back down to 66 riders. Strong guys like O'Connor are out the back, and we're getting riders dropped on this flat section too. Moscon though looking very, very good and still feeling hopeful for this finish, with Taberi struggling just a little bit because Moscon has 79 flat today. He can cope with this hard tempo as we come into the final 10k a lot better than Antonio Tiberi. So 6.5k to go. Let's try and move up to the front of this group. Fabro is protecting Moscon, and this final climb is only about 5k, so hopefully we can deal with this well, as I mentioned. But Fabro brings us right to the front of the peloton, and this is perfect. If we can just sit here with Fabro on the front, Tiberi will come through too, and if we can make this a grueling climb rather than a punchy one, that would suit Moscon a bit more, I believe. But let's try and move up with Tiberi as Fabro is now done. Moscon can get on the wheel of Tiberi. Tiberi may have to give up his chances in the GC today for Gianni Moscon. Can we continue pacing like this? It's a very difficult climb. Very difficult climb. Let's drop it to maybe 75. See if we can go like that. We have just 35 riders at the front now, and this slower tempo I think does suit us a little bit more. But let's try something. Gianni Moscon is going to try and attack away. We're sitting the wheels, and Moscon is going off the fronts. Let's go to 90, and Gianni Moscon looking brilliant right here. We'll follow, I think, Alaphilippe with Tiberi, but Gianni Moscon doesn't look like he will be caught today. And now we're going to have to up this with Tiberi too, as Roglic is trying to bridge that gap to Moscon. But I think Moscon just about has it in hand today. We're trying to stay ahead, and we're going to do so. Gianni Moscon is going to win at the Dauphiné. What a performance. We get a stage win at the Dauphiné, and Tiberi puts in a good result actually. We're going to get drops by the likes of Lopez, Pouls, Bernal, but we'll finish just behind Leonard Kemner and ahead of Aran, Groschartner, and some very good riders in this group behind. There we have it, T-Mobile on top of the podium here at the Critérium de Dauphiné. What a stage for the team. Maybe our biggest win yet. I know we won Strada Bianca, but Moscon is proving to be quite the signing for us. Roglic recovering as well in the GC today, whilst Tiberi, what a performance by the 19-year-olds, staying with the likes of Bookman and Vincenzo Nibali. So if we take a look at the new GC, Lopez is in the yellow jersey with Bookman dropping to 5th, but Roglic all the way back to 2nd after falling earlier in the race, whilst Tiberi and Moscon both looking pretty good for us. On we go then with the Queen stage of the Dauphiné this year, heading to Meribel. Plenty of climbs, including the Col de la Madeleine, a big climb over in France, of course. Bookman, Bernal and Roglic are the favourites. Lopez will try and hold on to his jersey, whilst we're going to try and get a top 10 in the GC. So it's a horrible day in France, and Tiberi is not on a good day. Moscon, though, is on a decent day again, so I think he will be our eventual leader in the GC. Let's also, though, try and get a few riders up the roads in today's breakaway. So we already have Pello and Bissega up the roads. I'm going to try and attack as well with Giovanni Aliotti. Let's try and get the Italian up the road too. And you know what? I think Pello can drop off and try and bring Aliotti to that group as we start this climb. So there you go. Aliotti can get dragged up by Simon Pello. That should be good right there. We now have 3 riders at the front of the race. Also, we have Sam Oomen and Mikel Landa also in this group. And it will be these 8 riders who open up a big lead, 4 minutes currently on the chasing peloton. Can't imagine that'll go much bigger because Mikel Landa is still a dangerous rider at 7 minutes. And riders getting dropped now. Bissega, Aina Rubio to Pello is about to go out the back. So we're going to be left with a few elite riders. We have 6 minutes currently on the peloton as well as these guys attack. 2k to go. Aliotti can just tempo maybe at 85. Pello can probably drop back to the peloton. So Aliotti, I think, can try and steal these points from Landa. We're going to be second on this first climb, whilst Oomen will take the points. There you go. Stealing the points from Landa. We'll see if Aliotti can mount a late charge for the KOM jersey. Bit cheeky again then from Aliotti, but let's try and just move ahead of Landa on this climb. Take second place. We're not going to beat Sam Oomen, but we will get second place again with Gio Aliotti, whilst I think Pello is going to try and get back on, and we have 8.5 minutes on the peloton. Why have they given the likes of Mikel Landa such a big lead today? So the peloton really have picked up the pace, as you would imagine, and Bissega is now in this group too. Pello is just cruising along on the wheel of Aina Rubio. He can probably drop back to in a moment, whilst Uman, Aliotti and Landa still way ahead of everyone else. And suddenly we've seen a massive acceleration, and we're seeing guys dropped actually. The likes of Alaphilippe caught in echelons behind. We need to get some water to the main group as quickly the gap to the guys at the front has been cut to 4 minutes. And now down to under 90 riders as we hit the foot of the Col de la Madeleine, and Impey still in the front for Mitchelton Scott, whilst the guys at the front have now settled into a rhythm, really opening up the gap a little bit on this climb so far. And there you go, Sam Oomen puts in a little dig. I don't think I can follow really with Aliotti. Let's go to 90. Maybe we can try and attack away from Mikel Landa. Let's see if he... no, he's going to follow us, so not worth doing that. I think we're going to have to settle for second place on this climb, sadly. Sam Oomen is probably going to be in a good position to challenge for the KOM jersey, whilst Aliotti is going to be second again on this occasion at the top of the climb, and still 5.5 minutes for the guys at the front. And interesting here, we're seeing a few moves going off the front of the peloton. Tim Wellens, Pache, we have DeMarchi and Mark Hershey, so some strong riders trying to make a move. And a big fall here because Emmanuel Bookman, 5th place in GC, has gone down on the descent. We've also had Natarov for Astana go down, but Bookman's teammates are surely going to have to sit up and wait for him. Oh no, and for us, Gianni Moscon has just gone down by himself, and that is just a disaster. Gianni Moscon, our leader at this race, falls on the descent. Can he continue? Yes, he can, but that is just a nightmare for us. Roscoff going down too, so many riders are really struggling on the descent of the Col de la Madeleine. Mark Hershey is the only rider still on the attack after those guys attacked at the top of this climb, and down to 55 riders, with Chris Froome laying a hard tempo down on this descent, and Gianni Moscon has a lot of ground to make up as we're in the same group as Manny Bookman. It's all happening here because Alaphilippe has just fallen on this descent too, alongside the likes of Ben King. So Alaphilippe now stuck in a group with Gianni Moscon, who is just going to sit in and hope these guys can help him get back into the main group, which isn't too far up the road, although this group right here have been dropped as well, as Aliotti actually attacking. These guys aren't really working together at all as we take those sprint points. And so Sam Oomen has attacked at the front. Aliotti is doing no work here. We're going to rely on Mikel Landa. If he wants to let Oomen go up the roads, that is fine by me, because I'm sure Landa is going to be feeling a lot better than Aliotti today. And the tempo right now is huge because Chris Froome is setting a big tempo. Pello is trying to protect Antonio Tiberi, because we have many riders who have been caught behind on that descent, and also due to their falls. So this race has just exploded here. Tiberi cannot even stay with the guys at the front. Look at this, Tiberi is done. We have Adam Yates attacking too right here, as Aliotti is being distanced by Mikel Landa just a little bit. Probably worth sitting up a little bit with Aliotti, as Moscon is going to be done for the day as well in that group with Alaphilippe. What is going on here at the Dauphiné, as Aliotti can sit up? He is going to be in the main group of favourites right now, with Landa and Oomen just ahead. We're going to crest this climb momentarily, but Aliotti is going to sit up. We'll try and conserve a bit of energy. We'll be in the main group from here. However, we'll try and come across, take a few of those mountain points with Gio. Aliotti will now sit up. Aliotti is in 3rd place in that competition, so we've made up some good ground today. Lopez is pacing. We have only the leaders really left in the main group. Julian Bernard is here. What a ride by him to stay with Vincenzo Nibali. And Emmanuel Bookman and Alaphilippe are definitely not getting back in. You can see they are some way behind even the group of Tiberi, which has been dropped. Riders are just everywhere here, with 12 riders in the group of favourites. But the numbers are definitely with Egamba now. He has Castro and Sivakov in this group with him. As we hit the Maribel, the final climb today, Aliotti can tempo at 75. We're not going to go above that because this is a long climb, over 11k, and we are struggling for energy a lot. Let's try and finish though in maybe the top 5. Top 10 is more realistic, but a top 5 would be a brilliant result in this group of favourites. And there you go, we have an attack. Primoz Roglic attacking away Lopez, trying to follow Aliotti. Like I said, going to try and stay at around 75. That should be fine, but we will try and cling on to this group if we can at 84. And Lopez looks completely done. My oh my, that is a big surprise. And Roglic going up the road, caught by Yates and Wout Poels as well, as Aliotti is just passing Oomen and Sivakov. So looking like we can get a top 10 place, as Lopez has completely exploded today. Landa is done too. We have Nibali, Aran, Bernaz and Banal with Pools and Yates, but Roglic looking unstoppable if you ask me. So 3k to go. Roglic still holds a lead on now 5 riders, but Banal, Yates and Aran looks to be done. Nibali and Pools actually look like his closest challengers, although Nibali has now cracked and Wouter Pools is the man to try and hunt down Primoz Roglic, but I do think the Dauphiné will be for him this year, as Aliotti still ahead of Lopez. I think Aliotti will be perhaps 6th or 7th, maybe 8th place today, but 1k to go for Primoz Roglic. Supreme Slovenian, what a talent. Pools, what a fight he has put up here with Lopez really exploding. Lots of falls, a crazy final GC day, but Primoz Roglic, despite his fall earlier in the race, will come out on top at this year's Critérium de Dauphiné. Pools will be second, I think, with Nibali. In third, we have Yates and Bernal very close behind the Italian. In fact, I think Bernal will get third place in the GC. But Aliotti, a great performance today. What a performance by young Gianni Aliotti. And we're going to be 7th place on the stage. Great day out in the breakaway. We can be happy with that result. And I think a case of what could have been for Gianni Moscon today after his fall on the descent of the Col de la Madeleine. An absolute explosion in the GC at the Dauphiné, but Roglic is going to win the race. You can see the new GC. Sadly, we drop out of the top 10. I think it was there for us with Tiberi and especially Gianni Moscon, but that fall really put pay to his chances. But there you go. So for some reason, I had the impression that the final day of the race wouldn't be a GC day. How wrong was I? We have a great looking stage coming up today. Maybe we can try and challenge for the KOM jersey and even stage win number 2. Let's see. Okay, so I can immediately see we have many great days with Moscon on a +5. Again, we need to try and stack today's breakaway with as many riders as possible. Oh boy, so we have Aliotti and Moscon in this front group right now with Wellens, Izagirre, Dombrowski, Samitier. Geschke is behind in a group of 4. We have Alaphilippe with Tiberi and Fabro in this group as well. Pache, Latour, Uman and Pello in this group right here, but I think this group may be caught by the peloton, as they are, it would seem. Let's try and push on here because we can try and get Aliotti some points ahead of Sam Uman. So we're coming to the top of this climb. These guys are attacking early for that KOM sprint. This isn't ideal for us at all because Aliotti is struggling to hold the wheel of Gianni Moscon on this +5 day. And Aliotti is the man, of course, that we want to get as many points as possible. Can we come through in the final here? This is going to be very, very difficult. With Aliotti, we're stuck in the wheels as well. We're going to try and press on, and Aliotti will get 2nd place. But Wellens does take the maximum points right there. We'll try and relay in this group behind, with Fabro trying to join the breakaway as well. What a difficult start to this stage it has been. All our guys in the peloton are just struggling to stay here with the current tempo. Fabro has been dropped. I don't think he's going to make it into today's breakaway. Alaphilippe and Groschartner are trying to join this very strong group currently up the roads. So at this point, it may be best to try and focus on Moscon because he is feeling so good today. He's only a few points behind Aliotti in the KOM too. So if we try and go for that jersey, Moscon is probably our best man. Let's try and get him to the front of this group. Aliotti doing a very good job at that right there. Let's go 84. If these guys attack, we will then try and attack too, of course, but they haven't gone just yet. This suits us going late, and there you go. They are putting in a move. Moscon and Aliotti both trying to take as many points as possible, and I think we're going to get a 1-2. That is just perfect right there. Moscon can now sit up because we're not going solo from this point either. So 1.5k to go to the next KOM. Only 3 points available. Isn't too important, but we're going to try and come to the front anyhow. Maybe take a few with Aliotti. Let's try and sprint right here. Wellens is going to take the points. And you know what? Let's sit up. We're not going to take any major points. Probably not worth spending that extra energy as Aliotti is in 3rd. We have Moscon down in 7th place behind Tim Wellens now. And now it's Ineos with Froome, Quieto and Castro on the front trying to hunt down this group. And by the way, Alaphilippe, Paulus and that group did join on here whilst Moscon is feeling good. Being protected by Aliotti, I feel Moscon could well be one of, if not the strongest rider in today's breakaway. But a few guys are really struggling with 4k to go in the climb, including Tim Wellens. That is great for us in the KOM jersey. Alaphilippe too, he really spent all his energy just trying to get into this main group, and now 8 riders remain at the front. And with 2k to go to the top of this climb, Aliotti is now done. We have Taburi and Fabro just struggling to stay in the main peloton of under 50 riders, whilst Moscon presses on. Can we take these KOM points? So 1k to go. Frank is done. 6 riders left. We have Hamilton, Izagiri, Geshka, Samitier and Dombrovski. I don't think these guys are going to sprint for these points, so Moscon should be able to press on at maybe 92. Take those points. There you go. Perfect for Gianni Moscon, as a few guys just cracking towards the top. Jonas Giri cracking. That is a surprise. And Moscon now into 3rd place. Can we get that final first classification climb? Okay, we now come onto the foot of the Col de Noye here. Izagiri is in this group alongside Moscon and a few others. And I think, if my calculations are correct, if we take this climb with Gianni Moscon in 1st position, we should take the KOM jersey too. Okay, 3k to go. These guys are putting in a move. Moscon has to try and follow right here. An early move by Dombrovski that drops Jon Izagiri. And this is way too early, surely, for him to take this KOM. And Gianni is struggling a little bit with that acceleration. But can we maybe push on right here past Dombrovski? He continues to press on, but we're now at the front. Yates and Lopez are attacking. We're not too worried about that though with Gianni. Let's try and lay down the power on the front ahead of Dombrovski. We're running low on yellow and red. Can we cross the line first? Gianni Moscon is going to do it. There you go. Gianni Moscon crosses the line in front of all of those guys, and we'll wait for confirmation. But I hope Moscon should have the KOM jersey in his hands right now. Whilst behind, it's all going on, guys, cracking all over the roads. If we take a look, Aran is done. He's going to get dropped. Hinley, Kemner, Nibali and Lopez also have been dropped. We're in this group with Roglic, and Roglic is behind Pools, behind Bernal and behind Adam Yates as well. My oh my, is Roglic going to lose the jersey today as he tries to catch Pools and Bernal? But at the head of the race, we could well have a chance for a 2nd stage victory in 3 stages right now with Gianni Moscon. Geshka, Dombrovski and Samitier are our rivals. So 4k to go. Moscon is going to play some games right here. We're not going to pull in this group at all. And let's see how this plays out. I'll sit on the wheel of Joe Dombrovski at the front of the race. I'm going to try and follow the GC battle as well. Of course, that's going to be difficult as Roglic is helped back on by Antoine Tolhoek, and Dombrovski is on the attack right now from the main group. 2k to go. He is not, Moscon is not letting go of the wheel though at all, as Samitier is done. Geshka trying to hold on as well. Big attack by Joe Dombrovski, and here we go. Moscon is going to try and attack past the American, and I think Gianni Moscon now looking very good, very comfortable to take his 2nd stage win. Too strong, the Italian, at this race. What a rider, what a signing, and Gianni Moscon wins again at the Dauphiné in T-Mobile colours. Dombrovski, a great ride in 2nd place. Let's go back to the GC battle, and Roglic is now back in the main group, and he is going to win the Dauphiné. Bernal and Pools will finish in the same group as him, but Roglic able to hold on to the jersey. That was just a brilliant race. I really hope you guys enjoyed that, because I absolutely loved playing this race and that final stage. Gianni Moscon, what a rider this man is. Another stage win after taking it on stage 6 as well. In the end, in the GC, Roglic did hold on. A great performance by Wout Poels, and Moscon did rise into the top 10 with that win on the final stage. Bit of a shame we weren't really anywhere in the GC. We were unlucky though with that fall, of course, with Gianni. However, maybe it was a blessing in disguise, really allowing us to go up the roads on stage 8 and take another stage victory. Christoph takes the points jersey, whilst Moscon does take the KOM jersey as well. Brilliant stuff for the team, but now in whites, whilst we were 6th place in the team classification. But we'll finish off today with the individual time trial in the Slovenian Championships, a flat one. We'll see if Žiga Horvat can maybe spring a surprise. And by the way, we do have a new Pogačar from Slovenia. He's not very good just yet, but watch out for this man. Well, a -5. It's not going to be a good day. Let's see where we are at the finish. So currently Luka Mezgec has the best time, but can Simon Kenza, I think a new gen, take it? No, he can't. Luka Mezgec, a surprise winner of the time trial in Slovenia, as Žiga Horvat is going to be absolutely nowhere today. Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed the Critérium de Dauphiné. Next up we have the Mont Ventoux challenge. Could be fun to do that race. We have Occitanie, not sure if I'll play that, but we also have this race in Germany, which I think is a sponsor objective, so we'll play that as well. And we also have the National Championships coming up too. But now, following that race, Moscon does stay in first place in the Super Prestige rankings. Great stuff for him, whilst the team in the top 5 in Super Prestige 2. This is a brilliant season. Anyhow guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Drop a like on the video as always if you did. Drop a sub to my channel as well if you're new. I will see you guys in the next one.